My name is Janet Boyd, and I am a school improvement consultant for the Iowa Department of Education. In addition, I serve as a charter school consultant. As a part of this 2021 legislation webinar, we will discuss the charter school guidance provided on July 2nd, 2021. This guidance is posted on the Iowa Department of Education website, which can be accessed at educateiowa.gov. It is placed on the charter school webpage. This page can be accessed by using the search box or the A to Z index, or it can be found under the PK tab or PK12 tab within the category of options for educational choice. We have also included live links on this slide deck. First, we will examine the charter school guidance provided by the department on July 2nd. Here we have a brief overview of the two bills impacting charter schools. Each bill is live linked on the slide, as is our guidance on the left-hand side of the slide. 813 contains the establishment of Iowa Code 256E, and 847 clarifies items in 813, such as who can serve as a chief administrator, student enrollment deadlines, governing board requirements, and so on. Additionally, we have included who should use the guidance. This would include local school boards of existing school districts who wish to establish a charter school, founding groups not affiliated with a local school board or school district who wish to establish a charter school, and existing charters approved prior to 7/1/21 operating in the state. The guidance developed by the department provides an overview of the charter school programs created by 813 and 847 under Iowa Code 256E. It provides guidance on the following categories of the legislation in an easy to read format for those of you that aren't accustomed to reading code. The first section is the purpose. There are 12 purposes for the proposed charter that shall accomplish. In other words, when proposing a charter, you need to take into consideration these 12 purposes. The next section is charter school models. This outlines the two models, which are the school board, state board, and the founding group state board. The founding group state board model is a group that is outside a existing school district. But for the school board state board model, this could be a school board proposing the charter, and it could be a group within the school board proposing a charter. And they're often referred to as a founding group also. The next section, charter school application. This section includes content of the application, which is required by the two different models. There are 28 items each application must address, and this chart in the guidance indicates where the two models have different content requirements. The next section is the state board review, approval, and/or denial, and it discusses conversions, decisions, timelines, and appeals. The next section, the charter school contract, outlines what needs to be in the contract, and all charter schools must have a contract. An approved application does not serve as a contract. Operating powers and duties. This outlines the contractual powers and adherence to state and local statutes and other requirements. This is often thought of as like the must-do list, and an example of this would be charter schools must be non-sectarian, and there are a number of other musts. Funding. This section addresses per pupil funds, PSEO, special education, Medicaid, students not included in the prior year enrollment, and first year funding. The section on performance framework includes performance indicators, measures, and metrics for evaluating performance. It also contains the minimum expectations, and it has 9 items that are at minimum must be included in the performance review. Oversight, corrective actions, renewal, and revocation. This section addresses charter school oversight. It addresses if there is a need for a corrective action and who completes and directs that. It talks about charter school renewal, which is every 5 years, and then also talks about revocations. The next section is procedures for charter school closure. State board will develop procedures for notice, transition, payments, and also the distribution of assets. And then the final section discusses reporting requirements. Charter reports or charter schools must report to the state board annually, and the state board then in turn must report to the legislature annually. This section contains the minimum requirements, and these reports are public record. We have received numerous inquiries regarding the new charter school legislation. Here are a few of the most frequently asked questions, but by no means is this an exhaustive list. What are charter schools? Charter schools are part of the public education system in Iowa. They are authorized by the Iowa State Board of Education, and they operate under a contract between the board and the charter school. Does Iowa have a history of charter schools? Yes, prior to the passage and signing of House File 813, Iowa allowed the development and operation of charter schools under 256F. A charter or a school district could start a charter school with the approval of the Iowa State Board of Education. Currently, there are 2 charter schools in existence in Iowa. Information about those charter schools can be found in the form of an annual report posted on the charter school webpage. How is the new legislation different from the existing code? Well, there are a number of differences, but the primary difference is that the new legislation allows for 2 different models of charter schools. That would be the state board, the school board state board model and the founding group state board model. The prior Iowa charter school code only allowed for the local school board to operate a charter school. What is the purpose of charter schools? Well, in the guidance on page 1 and 2, there are listed the 12 purposes of a charter school. And generally they address things like increasing student success, opportunities for choice, and flexibility. And as I stated earlier, these 12 purposes need to be addressed in any charter school application. Some additional questions we have received is what is required in an application? Well, in the guidance on pages 3 through 6, there is a side-by-side comparison of the 28 items that must be included in a charter school application with notations regarding if the content is the same for both models. For those individuals who are waiting to apply, initial preparation should include how the proposed charter school plans to address both the 12 purposes of charter schools and the 28 application items. Wherever possible, the charter application should include in its initial planning how performance indicators will be collected to measure success in meeting the goals outlined in the charter school contract. Remember, reporting requirements will ask for performance data. Timelines what are the timelines for applications and operation? Timelines for applications and other operational requirements, such as application format, are subject to Iowa State Board of Education action. The board must adopt rules prior to the individual charter applications. We have included in our guidance where the school board, or the state board, must adopt rules. Additionally, 813 notes where the state board must adopt rules. Who determines which charter schools will be approved? The State Board of Education is the sole authorizer. The approval or denial of a charter application is not appealable. Unsuccessful applicants can, however, reapply. If you have additional questions, do not hesitate to contact me. In addition to the provided email address, I've also provided my phone number. Thank you for your time today and have a great school year.